Welcome to this edition of the Marketing Meetup for the Content Fresh Cloud. Right now, we're going to focus on how to directly publish your blog articles from your website to social media. Orlando Gramani is going to take it from here.
Thanks, Deb. Yes, I want to show you guys how easy it is to connect your website to the Content Fresh Cloud so that you can fetch any blog content or articles that you publish on your website and publish them directly to each one of your social media properties. And it's all a very seamless process. And the way we do that is in your workspace. If you go to this auto import tab here, over here on the left-hand side, you'll get to this screen. And right now there's no sources. So we're going to set one up from scratch for this particular workspace, which is one of our clients. On their website, they've published a handful of different blog posts for people to get more information about their services. And what we want to do is create that connection between the Content Fresh Cloud platform and their website so that content gets from their website over here to the platform. We start that process by clicking on New Source, and we're going to give it a title. So we're going to just say website blog feed. The source, there's two options, but primarily we're going to use RSS feed here, and that's selected by default when you set this up. The RSS feed here, this is going to be the URL that actually hosts the feed, and that's something that you get from your website. So if you have a WordPress website, that feed is going to live over here at this URL. In this case, it's fortifiedinspections.com/feed. And this is what the feed looks like. It's essentially just structured metadata around the content that it's going to be pulling in, but it's data that the platform understands. So we're just going to grab this URL and paste it over here in the RSS feed. And then you'll see this little option for toggle advanced. This is where you're going to set up some additional configurations. You have a lot of different options here that we can cover more in depth in another video, or you can reach out to us directly for some additional guidance on this. But what I want to focus on for the purposes of this video is two options in particular. One is this require approval. This is going to be turned on by default, and this is just going to make sure that whatever gets brought in automatically doesn't get published automatically, at least not yet. It's going to require that you approve that first before you publish it automatically, in case you want to edit the caption or edit the photo that appears, or any other kind of metadata that you want associated with that piece of content, so that it appears just the way that you want it to. The other one is this auto generate captions. If you enable it, you'll be able to use the platform's AI tools to essentially read that article and extract key information to use as the caption in the social media post, which is really cool. So this is kind of a no-brainer to turn this one on, so it can kind of do that job for you. So once you've selected the options that you want to add, over here in content tags, this is really useful because it's a way of sort of categorizing your content that you have to publish on each of your platforms. So for example, we can add a new content tag for this one of RSS feed, and we can create that new content tag, give it a color, and create it, and it's going to appear over here. It's going to apply it to the source. So anytime any new piece of content from your website appears in your workspace from your website, it's going to get automatically this RSS feed tag applied. And then you've got all of your default social media platforms. You can select one by one, or you can leave them all selected. That's up to you. When you click next, then it's going to start that fetch process, and it's very quick. It's going to fetch all of the blog posts that are published over here on the website. And you can either select them all, or you can select the specific ones you want. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to import this one just to give you an idea of what it looks like, but you can select all of them, and then I'll show you what comes next after that. So I'm going to import this one item, and this is going to do two things. Number one, it's going to establish the feed, and this feed is going to run every hour. So every hour in the background, without you having to touch it, it's just going to import it automatically into your content library. If you want to run that process manually, you just click this little icon here to run that feed as needed. So the second thing it's going to do over here in your content library, you're now going to have all of your content that you had before, plus this new blog post that it just imported. So the exact same way that you would share that blog post on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever the case may be, that's how it's going to be structured, and that's how it's going to be formatted to appear right here. And you can edit the blog post, so you can edit the image, the captions, all those things to make it perfect for each of the platforms. And just like that, it's that easy to set up that feed and bring in that content into your content library to share whenever you want. And it's fully automatic. It runs every hour, and it's a no-brainer to set this up for your workspace. One cool feature that I did want to note is, so for example, if you've got different categories of content on your blog, let's say you're a news outlet that they use this auto import feature, and they've actually set up a different feed for each one of the categories that they have on their website, which is really cool that you can set that up. So if you've got just the one category, that's fine. You'll just use that /feed URL. But if you have different categories, then you can set up different feeds and do the same thing of adding those content tags so that they're each tagged appropriately. And you have that distinction between all the content that's coming in. So if you want to post certain content on different days or different times of the day, or post those breaking news content as they happen, then you can get a jump on that. So as you can see here, they've set up their lifestyle, travel and tourism, breaking news. Each one of these is a separate feed on their website that they are bringing in automatically into their content library, and it's all categorized perfectly for them. So that is the RSS feed functionality of the Content Fresh Cloud.
Thanks, Orlando. I appreciate that update and detail. We look forward to talking to each one of our clients about getting this set up for them. Thank you for joining us.